What trends in special education have me jazzed? Welcome, cohort. I'm excited to be on this special education journey with you over these next 12 weeks. So as I looked at the articles that introduced me to the most current trends in special education, I noticed that for me, assistive technology and student-led planning have me raring to go. So assistive technology, as I was going over the Individuals with Disability Education Act, noticing their requirements like free and appropriate education, I thought to myself, what better use for technology than appropriate accommodations? And as I researched and looked up what some of this assistive technology was, I was blown away to see how many people and companies have invented amazing technologies that are brilliant for helping challenged learners, like text-to-speech assistive tools, assistive learning devices, screen magnifiers, even just the common Chromebooks and tablets can be used in many ways to assist challenged learners. E-readers, virtual keyboards, all kinds of different learning games out there that make learning challenging concepts and mathematics so much more accessible to people that are challenged with those subjects. Word processing software, voice-activated software, large text books, graphic organizers, pencil grips, book holders, draft builders for challenged writers, and then a whole slew of Google educational tools. I know for myself, my school has transitioned to kind of a Google school in that we use Google Classroom and other various tools, and these have helped a lot of people who previously have been pretty challenged with things like organization, access to their various assignments, and so just a lot of great assistive tools out there. One assistive tool I've been using for a while, and I didn't even think of it as really an assistive piece of technology that could be used for special education, but I bet it can, is the website Rewordify. So if you haven't been introduced to this little piece of genius, it's brilliant. If you have, as an international teacher at an international school, I have plenty of English as a second language learners. And oftentimes these learners are not challenged in any subject discipline area. In fact, they're usually very keen on mathematics and language learning and English and science and different things. But still, their English is their second language. And so I've really enjoyed this piece of assistive technology called Rewordify. I'll show you how it works. So you could take an article, like let's say this article here, scientists turn dreams into eerie short films with an MRI scan. Now, I teach psychology, so this might be an article that I would use. What you do is you'd cut and paste it right here into Rewordify. You notice I've already done that here. And you hit Rewordify web page and display it, and it comes out like this. Notice even in the title, it already changed the word eerie to scary. And if you hover over the changed word, it will give you its original. See there, it says eerie. You go down and you'll notice for the word analyze, it has carefully study. For the word researchers, it has people who work to find information. And for the word premise, what a difficult word for an English language learner, right? Premise, it has in parentheses reason for doing or saying something. Isn't that brilliant? So it actually, in just seconds, it gives you this much simpler to read tool here. And so that is a little piece of assistive technology that I have really enjoyed using. The second concept or trend in special education that I am particularly jazzed about is student-led planning. Now, I didn't even know this was going on, but this makes so much sense to me. In fact, last year as a school counselor, I was involved in an IEP meeting with parents, and I can remember wondering why the student themselves was not there. In my counseling, of course, I include the student who I'm usually counseling along with any meeting that I'm doing with the parents. It just makes sense for me, and it's something I learned in my counseling training. So why it wasn't there in this IEP meeting, I didn't understand. And I even suggested halfway into the meeting that maybe the student should be here to be listening to this, but unfortunately, I was actually shut down. Now, that doesn't mean that's no hit on our program here. We have a great program here, but I was jazzed to see this trend. One mom in a video I watched said, I think he's becoming his own advocate, and he's even practicing it in our home. How great is that? These student-led IEPs are even being translated into the home, where the student is learning how to advocate and have more autonomy in his or her life. A head teacher at a cutting-edge school district in DC said it's absolutely essential for students to participate in student-led IEPs. And then she went on to describe why it is essential. And so I'm really excited about these student-led IEPs. Here's a couple of videos that I was able to watch on student-led IEPs, and I thought I would end this video by just a short clip on a beautiful piece of student-led planning.
Welcome. We're here for Renee's annual IEP meeting. So here you have some things you want to share with us today.
Yes, I do. Anyway, hi and welcome to my IEP meeting. My name is Marnay and I'm 11 years old. At home, I watch TV, clean up the house, and go to bed. At school, the class that I like the most is reader. I like to read because it's fun. I really don't like math all that much because the questions can be a little hard for me to comprehend. Sometimes I have a difficult time understanding what the question is asking me to do. I want